How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is such a freaking monster, and he dismantled the Houston Rockets in OKC's blowout win after their first loss to Denver. It looked like Shai was cheating out there. He really was absurd, and we're going to break down the way that he was winning in this game and how he can really just flip a switch from kind of experimenting with stuff earlier in the season to now just okay, no one's going to stop me. I'm going to win this game by myself. Like, subscribe, comment. We're almost at 9K, which is so insane. You guys are all the best. And Shai had very little resistance in this game. The Rockets are a top 10 defense, and Shai carved them like hot butter. They're screening off, kind of screening, just hand fighting with Jabari. Maybe a foul here. I don't know. That's actually definitely a foul. But anyways, Shai gets all the way downhill to the rim, and we're going to be seeing a lot of Shai getting all the way downhill to the rim in this game. But Dillon Brooks was simply no match for Shai, and this first play is a nice microcosm of that. Shai just throwing Brooks off like it's nothing. Wide open mid-range jumper, and yeah, it looks really easy for Shai. You can say this of a lot of great scorers, and of course Shai is an excellent foul grifter, so good at selling this contact and getting into defenders' bodies and drawing fouls. And Shai, I think as is the case with most of the top scorers in the league, it just looks very easy for them when they're doing it. It doesn't look like he's exerting a lot of effort on these plays, and Sengun had a couple nice contests, but the Thunder did a really good job of pulling Sengun out of the paint in a lot of times, and even then Shai got him more times than not. But regardless, Shai easily beats Brooks off of the dribble. He's trying to force him towards the middle maybe, but Shai just opens him up. Brooks had a really rough go at it in this one, and Shai is able to get all the way to the rim on that play. Doesn't end up scoring, but the Thunder keep possession, and even Amen Thompson, who is such a nice defender already in year 2, had very little chance, and once again making it look easy. It does look like Houston is opening up and trying to force Shai away from the middle. Brooks was doing it, and now Amen is kind of playing this hips, torso towards the sideline type defense, pinching towards, but he just Euro steps right through Tari Eason, gets to the front side of the rim, and yeah, Steven Adams is not giving you any rim protection at this point. My one constant issue with his Houston defense is their rim protection. Sengun's not really a rim protector, and Steven Adams at this point of his career is not. Amen is a good rim protector, but you have him defending the ball a lot of the time because he's great at that too. And Tari Eason can defend the rim, but you also want him as a dig defender to try to disrupt Shai's drive. So Houston's just not super built to deal with Shai. Very few teams are, and they use Caruso as a screener really well. Caruso's a really damn good screener and he's playing center a decent amount of the time for the Thunder, which is kind of hilarious. But Caruso going to screen off Tari Eason here does a really good job wedging him out of this play. Shai just fades to his left, pull-up jumper. Eason's able to get back in the play as Tari was their best hope against Shai in this game, and even that wasn't super effective. And Shai's going to just bully ball Jalen Green right here, get to his spot in the post, doing really whatever he wants. In this second quarter, when the Thunder pulled away, was really when Shai, to me, most felt like it was just unfair cheating the way that he was playing. Every single time he's creating an advantage against Dillon Brooks. Every time he's turning him, opening his hips. Tari Eason can't rip the ball out, and Shai's strong, and he's going to draw a foul. He is on a different planet as a creator. And again, we're going to see Dort as a screener just totally ruining this Rockets defensive chance. I'm going to have a video or maybe something on this soon, as teams have been recently putting their centers on Dort and, a rangy wing forward like Tari Eason or Peyton Watson with the Nuggets on Chet. But, the problem with that is you have to make Sengun defend and pick and roll with Dort as a screener, who is a really solid screener as well. Shai just gets downhill, and I love how quickly he stops on a dime. Look how fast Shai is going here, and then couple little steps right there, just kind of shuffles, chops his feet to stop on a dime, throw off Sengun, who can't even get a hand up right there. And the way he was dominating at the rim tonight, Shai has notably been taking some threes this year. Look at his shot chart on the season. Average distance of shot 11.9 feet. Shut up, pivot fade, by the way, and a frequency of 27.9% on his above the break threes. In this game and in some of the recent games, this is just like pedal to the metal, I'm trying to win, fuck you, Shai, where it's 8.1 feet instead of 11. His above the break three frequency drops to 12.5, just taking a ton of shots in the restricted area. And even though Shai's efficiency is like a little down, it's because he's taking a bunch of threes. Like his 3-point attempts jacked up from last year, and he's had a bunch of games with pull-up threes as he's trying to clearly get better at that. But his rim efficiency is the best it's ever been. Like he is creating paint touches at a level that, is as good as he's ever done. And I think when he kind of gets serious like this and stops taking threes that he probably shouldn't, he is, looks like the best player in the world and a guy who could very reasonably win MVP. This is a weird camera angle, but we see another guard screen with the Dort as a screener, beats Amen to the weak side of the screen, he plays at his own pace. He plays with a certain unique cadence that very few other players can match. And even when they put like Amen and Tari on the floor, which is the Rockets' like ace defense combination, right? Chet just shredded them. As this time they hedge, you kind of beginning of the play cut off, but this time they hedge out Şengün and try to bring Tari back, but Shai just blows right by him and creates a wide open three for Chet Holmgren, who also had a fantastic game. I believe he also scored 29 in this one, but Shai only played 3 quarters, basically. He did all of his offensive stuff in 3 quarters, and we're only watching still first half clips as he's going to take a men in the post, footwork, fade away. This is really like advanced, high level, bag talk, scoring stuff, ball don't stop level. Dip the shoulder into his chest, fade away. Like his size and his touch are also dominant, and obviously Shai doesn't have to rely on these shots because he can get to the rim whenever he wants, but his ability to separate and create space on these mid-range jumpers as well is absolutely ridiculous. He is one of the best mid-range creators in the entire league, and again, Dillon Brooks just cannot hang with Shai laterally. Brooks here tries to slide his feet and keep Shai in front and cut off this angle, but he just has no chance with not only Shai's speed, but his flexibility. And look at how low he gets to the ground. His torso near parallel. That's just, Brooks is too high up to stop that, and Shai just gets all the way to the rim. And once again, like I said before, what OKC does with their offense, right? They have guards in the dunker spot, and they have Dort, who Şengün is guarding, in the corner. So the primary rim protector on this play is Jalen Green, who is not going to give you anything, while Şengün, who is a much more effective rim defender than Jalen Green, is guarding the corner there and trying not to give up a three. So just really smart offensive placement by the Thunder outside of there. And oh my goodness, this is just mean. Like, sometimes you don't need frills, you don't need anything crazy. The Thunder do try to use the Caruso screen. Brooks gets through it, and he's just like, yeah, I'm going to change speeds, change directions. The nasty little, like, hesitation fake shot. This quick eye fake up to the rim. Like, ooh, like he's looking at the rim like he's going to shoot head down. And oh, my God. Like, it must be so ass to have to defend Shai. Like, it just does not look fun because of how easy it looks, right? And it must be so demoralizing to put in all your effort, and this guy's just like having a blast. And they started trapping Shai way too late in this game. They did it early in the game to get the ball out of his hands actually as well, but I still think they should have done it more, as Shai just simply backs up, maintains his handle, lefty live dribble wrap bounce pass to Caruso on the short roll, who finishes. Like, Shai's passing, while not the level of like Luka Trey types, is still really great for how good of an advantage creator is. And you can see him turn the ball over here, but the advantage created again, just like stutter step, burst right by Brooks, explodes, and turns the ball over here. Looks like he was trying to get it out, but Tari Eason is a very good off-ball defender, and he was going to get Shai at least once or twice in this game, but it is unfortunately too little too late for the Rockets. It's like, yeah, they finally got some stops on Shai, but they're down 20 late in the third quarter, and again, here Shai's going to turn it over, but this isn't like, again, the same kind of stuff. Shai is calm and composed against this. Looks like a hedge again. Just barely tipped right there by, honestly, it might be Brooks' leg to Dylan Jones. But you can see the process for Shai when he's countering this pressure is really good. And the Rockets are probably one of the better teams in the league at pressuring the ball, forcing turnovers, making ball handlers uncomfortable. They just could not do that to Shai. And I really love the Shai Isaiah Joe ghost action. This is just a really great thing that the Thunder do, and especially against, to counter this Rockets blitz trap, Amen Thompson doesn't want to stick with Isaiah Joe, who is an elite movement shooter, mind you, because of Shai, and Joe just gets a wide open three because of it. Doesn't convert, but regardless, and Caruso gets the board, and, because of course the Thunder are just the Thunder, right? They do whatever they want, and, not much of a... This was an offensive focused video, but I wanted to shout out some defensive plays. Shai getting the steal on Dylan Brooks, going to push the other way. He's, a really damn good defender as well. Nice block by Tari Eason. Shout out to him. I am a Tari Eason fan. And then Shai had this really nice block steal type play on Şengün right here. I love how the Thunder swarm. Hint, hint, might have a video on the Thunder's defense soon, but Shai did all of this shit in 3 quarters. 29 points on awesome efficiency in 3 quarters, and the way that Shai dominated a really good Rockets defense, especially with good perimeter defenders, is kind of absurd, right? Like, yes, Shai is jacking threes maybe more than he should, but that he is an absolute monster, and I can't wait to keep watching him and the Thunder this year. If he just keeps playing in screw you mode, going to the rim whenever he wants, doing the stuff he did against the Rockets, he could easily win MVP, and I kind of hope Shai does that, because I think a Shai MVP would be sick.